Hey guys, I'm your host Chanel Omari and welcome to my show Chanel in the City at Juku Restaurant in New York City. We have a very special, beautiful guest today. She is the queen of radio. She's also the queen of TV. She has her own show on taylorstrecker.com at the DNR Studio Network. Amazing. She's changing the game for radio. She's also the host of one of the most popular TV shows out there on TV land called Younger, one of my favorite shows. And she has her own podcast, which is climbing up the charts to #1 on iTunes, the Taste of Taylor podcast. She is so gracious and here today to support and do this amazing interview with me. Please welcome the beautiful, the talented, the funny, the brilliant Taylor Strecker.
Oh my God, thanks, girl.
Tell me about this lifestyle that you were part of. This life, you were married.
Yep.
You came from a wealthy, not that you came from, but you were married to someone who came from a wealthy background.
Yes, very.
So talk to me about how that lifestyle was and how you transitioned to being that independent, empowering woman that you are now.
So I was raised in like a very traditional family. My dad's a doctor. He went to Harvard. My mom went to Boston College. Like, my parents are amazing. They were virgins when they got married, and that's the truth. They're not like lying. They were like 21 when they got married. And who gets married when they're 21 unless they want to have sex with each other, right?
Right.
And love each other like for eternity.
Right.
But I grew up in this very traditional upbringing, and so I like went out into the world looking for the same type of family structure. So like I remember even when I was at Ithaca, my mom was like, go to Cornell and find a boyfriend, pre-med or pre-law. You know, that was just like that was just the way. And I always like marched to the beat of my own drum, but I was in constant conflict with myself. Like I was like a little bit naughty, but like always trying to be good. I was kind of like Jekyll and Hyde, like two people, if you will.
You get that? Yep.
And then I moved to New York City. I was obsessed with Sex and the City. I like wanted that life, like single girl, but like finds Mr. Big. And like a couple years later, I was out in the Hamptons at a nightclub, and I met this very nice Jewish boy, and he was from a family company, and he really, really, really liked me, and I liked him, and he was a true gentleman. Took me out on all these great dates.
Sirius, you've been there for so long.
Yeah.
You were very safe there. You were very comfortable,
Yep.
and then something bad happened.
Yeah, so I get a divorce, then I come out as being, I don't know, gay, bisexual, whatever, I'm dating a
Right.
girl. And then about a year after that, I got fired on a Saturday out of nowhere.
Which biggest mistake they made, my opinion, I'm not allowed to have it. And biggest mistake they made because you were the one bringing in a lot of the ratings. I remember I listened to you.
I mean, listen,
the reason
how-
I turned on Sirius was because I was a fan of yours and I
Thank
listened
you.
to you.
Thank you.
So that, and then you had me on your show, which was amazing. But that's the only reason, and a lot of people were telling me that too, that they were listening to Sirius because of the Taylor Strecker Show. At the time, it was called Wake Up with Taylor.
Yep, and I had a lot of fans that said to me, like, I only subscribe to Sirius now for you. Like, they originally subscribed for, like, Howard and stuff, obviously.
Right.
And, like, let's get real. Like, as long as Howard's there, Sirius is fine. When he leaves, I don't know. I mean, it's anyone's guess.
Right.
But I did get a very strong following, and people would say to me, I'm paying, like, $20 a month just for you. So when they fired me, I said to my manager, I was panicking, he was panicking, and I said, let's give it a shot. Let's try to do subscription-based because let's like see if the listeners will live up to what they say to me.
Right.
They've said I only have it for you, so let's give it a shot. And if we fail, we fail. At least we tried. And so we launched my independent radio show, The Taylor Strecker Show, on DNR networks, Derek and Romaine networks, January 16th of 2018, and it was bigger numbers than we could have ever imagined subscribing. And the fans came out in droves, and now we're like approaching the 1-year mark, and it's incredible.
Mazal tov and congratulations. Happy anniversary, first of all.
Thank you.
Why radio and not TV originally? Why did you fall into radio?
Because I'm insecure and I don't love being on camera, and you know, having a camera in my face makes me feel like I feel like I'm getting more and more comfortable with it.
Yes.
Because I do jobs like getting younger and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm just way more comfortable when I don't have to like worry about like the angle of my face, like how my body looks. I can just be like unabashedly me, and radio lets me do that. Audio lets me do that. Podcasting, radio. So that's why it's my preferred method. But it also is just 'cause like I fell into radio. So it was like I knew I wanted to entertain, but it was like radio picked me.
How did you get into radio?
Okay, so I got into radio, I think I was like 6 months out of college.
Wow.
I went to Ithaca Communication School, Park
So
School.
smart.
But the truth is, I got the job because my best friend was a receptionist at Sirius. And that's the truth. And she's still
she
on.
had that much power?
She's still on Sirius to this day. No, Cosmo Magazine was looking to launch a radio station.
Okay.
And they were looking for female talent that like wasn't bigger than the brand. And in radio, there's not a lot of female talent.
Right.
And if there is, they're big.
Yeah.
So basically, I was at a party and I got discovered by the programming director of Cosmo Radio, and she asked me to come audition with Nicole, who now is on Hits One.
Right, and
on
who
Sirius.
you grew up with, who was one of your closest
College friends.
College friends.
Yep. And I ended up getting it. Nicole didn't, but she ended up fine because she's like on like the Z Morning Zoo essentially of Sirius. And but yeah, I got the job, and I mean, I was 6 months out of college. I had to quit my job in advertising to take the job at Sirius. So I learned how to do radio while I was at Sirius. So
that's amazing.
They gave me an amazing start. So I'm forever grateful for that. I knew that my bosses weren't happy about the way that I announced it because it was confusing to the audience. But I really thought that like it was just going to be like, just go on. Yeah, worst case scenario, cancel the trip, and like best case scenario, just like retract the statement and just like re-explain like that there's no correlation between this trip and Sirius XM radio.
Right.
That was it. It was just really like language.
Like a warning, yeah. Just like, not even a warning, yeah, language. Just
like
how you do it next
go
time.
back on air, retract it, restate what it is, and
Right.
like and do it exactly the way you do the other trips, and everything will be kosher. And I thought we were all good, and then I did my show on Friday. I kept trying to get a meeting though with my new boss, and he like kept putting me off, which was making me nervous. And I remember saying to my manager, if I get fired over this, like I'm gonna kill everybody. And I was driving to the Berkshires to get an advertiser for my show, okay? And my girlfriend and I were together, and my new boss, texts me, hey, can I call you in 5 minutes? And I'm driving, and I grab Taylor, and I go like this, I'm gonna get fired. And she goes, no, you're not. You didn't do anything. I can't believe I didn't scream or cry or flip out. I was so calm. It was like baby Jesus came into my body. It just like gave me like serenity, and I was like, okay, I disagree. I'm gonna call my manager and call my lawyers, and I guess, you know, we'll be speaking soon. Then I pulled over the side of the road and like had a mental breakdown for like 3 hours. And then we ended up going to the Berkshires. And unbeknownst to anybody, what had just happened to me, and we like got through the weekend, and it was good because it was like for like social media stuff and influencer stuff, and like I called my mom and dad, and I was so nervous calling them because ever since the divorce and then dating Taylor, they've been so worried about me.
Right.
And I'm like, this is gonna be the icing on the cake. They're gonna be like, this is exactly what we were worried about.
Move back home. No,
right?
just kidding.
No,
My
for
parents
real.
would say that to me, but you know.
And they were like, you're gonna be fine. And I was like, what? And they're like, if we've learned anything throughout the last, 3 years, you're a survivor. Like this, you've handled way scarier. Like, you've got this, we're not worried. But my dad said, I want to go home and like drink wine and just cry. And he was like, get your fucking ass to the Berkshires. You're a social media influencer now. That's your only job. You no longer work in Sirius. And I was like, okay, touche.
Who would you say was your biggest support system during that time? Obviously your family, Tay.
My family was amazing. My girlfriend was amazing. And my manager, Matt, was amazing. Amazing.
And they held you down.
Kelly Catrone was also a huge force for me.
Yes, talk to me a little bit about that.
Kelly I've known for a while. I met her through Sirius. And so she called me and said, shut your fucking mouth. Don't say a word. You got to go off social media, be quiet, and just don't talk about it. So she was amazing. Robert Verdi was also really amazing too. He like scooped me up and like took me to all these like charity events. And he was like, girlfriend, get on a red carpet, put some makeup on, put on a ball gown, and be relevant.
Yep.
And then also Jackie and Claudia Oshray of the Morning Toast now, formerly Morning Breath. They were so amazing. They had me on their show, and they kept me, you know, like staying relevant. And also Stassi Schroeder, one of my best friends on Vanderpump Rules. She got me actually a job doing a podcast, but we weren't allowed to negotiate, so we had to drop the deal. Also, my co-hosts were all super supportive.
Yep.
Like, they were so there for me. I called them all. I don't know if I was supposed to, but I called them all, and I was like, I just got fired. And they were like, what? So they were all there for me. They showed up, like, and they were all there when I started the new show and helped me launch and stuff. So I had a really good network of people around me. But I will say, too, Stassi Schroeder, Vanderpump Rules, we're very good friends, and she's kind of like the queen of podcasting, so I called her immediately and was like, I need to get a job like in podcasting, and she called every contact that she had in her Rolodex, and like she literally was like, okay, we're gonna do this, 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 and this, and then she goes, oh shit, your podcast is gonna be more popular than mine. It's okay, we need to get you paid. But like, and for the record, it's not. My podcast is definitely not more popular than hers.
Also, they pushed you to ultimately do your own thing, which we're in the millennial generation right now. We're hitting 2019. It is this next step. Like, did you ever think, like, when am I ever going to do my own thing? Like what you have now?
Oh, you know what? I've been wanting to leave Sirius for a while because I wanted to do a podcast, because seeing Stassi's success in podcasting, I was like, fuck this! She's working 45 minutes a week, okay, and making like, girl,
A lot of money.
a lot more money than I'm making, and I'm waking my ass up at 6 o'clock in the morning and doing a 4-hour fucking talk show.
So you look out to her for the podcasting advice.
And so I wanted to do my own podcast because I knew it was the beginning stages, it could be potentially lucrative, and it was just like one more revenue source. Like I was looking for more, diversify the portfolio. And Sirius is, or was, at least for me, so anti-podcast. And I get it, like it's a threat to their business, so you have to protect your business. But I had been wanting to, you know, make more money, do more things, definitely get into podcasting, and I couldn't because my contract was Sirius. So they ultimately did me a favor because they pushed me to do something that I was long overdue,
right.
and I didn't have the balls to do because I was like comfortable enough. Plus, Sirius is cool. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, right.
So they honestly did me a massive favor.
How does it feel now running your own show? How tough is it?
Rewarding, but it's really, really hard. You are never not working.
Okay.
But if you love what you do, then it's amazing. But like, yeah, I do everything. Like, Derek Romaine are amazing partners, and they like have created this amazing technology for me to do a live radio show.
Right.
But like, I run my own board. I always did that at Sirius, but like I'm a control freak. But like I run my own board, and then I do all the producing for my own content. As you know, because you're a guest, I book my own co-hosts. I book my own guests.
Yeah, that's crazy because usually people have bookers or producers that help book those guests, but you have to actually maintain those relationships. And by the way, that's not easy.
Yeah, when someone calls out sick, I have to find a replacement. And then after the show's over, I'm so not done. After the show's over,
what's your routine after the
I
show?
have to go to the back end of my website, write a description. I have producers now, like they're like assistant producers, or I said that they're producers because they deserve the credit. They're there, they're manning the phones, they're like my right hand man or woman, but they like write a description for me, and then I have to go in to a system and I have to code the show to get it up in the podcast app. It's bananas. And I also have to answer like pretty much all my own tech emails. So when people are having tech issues, I've had to learn how to explain to them how to fix those issues. And the system is not complicated, but like it is a learning curve that people have to learn. And so the fact that I'm teaching, like I was such a princess at Sirius. I would like come and do the show and walk out. I mean, so this is like, even just that alone is so huge. And then I also have my own podcast now. So
and you do the podcast once a week.
Yep, once a week. But like that, like I mean, I have some help with booking, but like I book a lot of my shows. Yeah. Produce it, you know. I mean, my manager and I like edit it together.
You're like a one-woman
We
show.
find advertisers. It's crazy.
It's a lot because usually, like Sirius, like all these networks, they have a huge staff.
They have a sales team.
They have a sales team, a promo team, to tech team.
It is me and my manager. I mean, I call him sometimes my husband by mistake.
I love that.
But I feel like he's my partner in crime, and then my girlfriend like helps me run my social.
Right.
So, and don't even get me started. I love you, Diff. I love you, FatFitFunBox. I love all the partnerships, but being a social media influencer, it's hard.
And you have to do it right because if the sponsor or the advertiser, just like on radio, if you fuck it up, if you screw it up, it's over. They don't want to advertise anymore.
Many rules, and so and that's, but they're paying you to do a good job. So you know, I take a lot of pride in my work. So, but it's all fun stuff, you know. But like, it's a lot, and especially like the more I want to just keep getting more and more busy. I want every single second of every single day full. But like, I think my next chapter, once I like hit the stride I want, like in terms of all the different jobs I'm doing, it's gonna be like, how do I have this like work-life balance? Because my life is work now. There is no separation. My career, my friends and work are my friends in my socials. Like the two overlap. There is no distinction. Like you're my friend,
Yeah,
and
we
you're
literally
also
went to dinner the other night.
and you're also one of my co-hosts.
Right.
Like I feel like though, the Taylor Strecker Show is now becoming like a squad.
It's
so
a
now
community.
I like to call it a cult.
Right.
So we have to all help each other so that we can all move. I think that we'll move more swiftly up together than competing against each other.
But you're like genuinely about it. Like some women say, I'm so
about
about women empowerment, but on the side, they're really not.
No.
You're like actually like, no problem if that's going to help you. Of course, because you know you started the community. You know ultimately we come back to you anyway. We're coming back to your cult.
Yeah.
This 5 years from now, where would you like to see yourself?
Okay, I know what my annual income is. I know that like I have like longevity with it. I want to know that like I'm in control of my career and choices and decisions. Like, because this industry is very volatile.
Very.
And so it's scary because it's like when's my time up? That's the fear. So if I could be in a position where I like maybe it's like owning a production company or something like that. Like I want to be talent, but I also want to be business because that's where you get security. And I want security. Like I'm in love. I want my girlfriend wants to get married and she wants to have children and like I want to be my dad.
Talk to us a little bit about dating. I know you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
But what would you say are the 3 tips a woman who's single in New York City should be doing to be actively dating? Apps, no apps.
Girl, I am like serial monogamous, and I have been out of the dating game for so long. I feel like I'm terrible with this with the app thing, but I guess, okay, what I would say is, so date as many people as possible.
Okay.
Okay? Because I think, especially with like heterosexual relationships, men can always smell the scent of another man. Not like gross like sex I'm talking about, just like a guy being around you.
Interesting.
And it's kind of like, okay, so the best time to find a job is when you have a job. So the
Okay.
best time to find like your significant other for life, if that's what you want, is when you're dating a bunch of other people. Because desperation is the worst thing in the world.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So, do you think most of this comes from desperation and insecurity?
What?
When you're literally trying to look for a guy or another job and you don't have, something going on.
I think especially
People
men
can
in New York
smell it.
City can smell desperation. So even if like you're married to your job, be like dating something other than just that guy.
I like that. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Chanel.
Taylor Strecker, for being on my show. This is so surreal. I have a celebrity.
I'm
on
very
my show.
impressed. Oh,
Are you? No, don't. You don't have to say that.
I am
feel bad.
impressed.
Don't worry, I
Like,
won't cry.
The set's amazing.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
The
You look
production's amazing. Everyone here's amazing. I'm loving this.
You're amazing. Make sure to follow this beauty at Taylor Strecker on all social media platforms.
Ding.
And tune into Chanel in the City for more, and we'll be back.